To say you gotta know somebody, or know somebody to get somewhere these days. To say you know that's alright, yeah that's alright, cause you know that's alright with me. Yeah, you know that's alright, yeah that's alright, cause you know that's alright.
I have not done a deal that wasn't a private investment deal since 2009, okay? And I've been buying a lot of real estate in between 2009 and now. And I have never had a deal that I wasn't able to raise the private money for. Okay, so I've never had a deal that I got it under contract and couldn't raise the money for it and backed out of the deal. I've backed out of the deals for other reasons, but not because I couldn't raise the money for it. So clearly, some of these little simple things that I've been doing, they matter. They make all the difference in the world. And you know, I'm going to show you a deal right now where I raised $500,000 for it fairly easily, and I'm going to show you a little bit about it. Okay. Another thing that I think is important to do that I've done and that you can do on some level is create credibility in your life and in your career as far as real estate investing goes. When I wrote the book, Addicted to Real Estate, I started writing it I started writing at Christmas of 2009. I finished it St. Patty's Day 2010. So it was like 3 months later or whatever. But I almost knew when I was writing that book that it was going to either lose money or it was going to break even, or it might eventually make a little bit of money. I wasn't doing it to make money. I was doing it to build up credibility, to create, establish an image, a perception of myself as a real estate investor, and also to share ideas with people about what I'm doing. And another important reason that I wrote the book was I wanted to document everything I was doing for my son, which I actually dedicated the book to my son, and that was the main reason I wrote it. But the other reasons were for credibility, to say, at least in my opinion, I believe I'm an expert in the real estate business. This is why. Here's my book. You, as a reader, can decide for yourself if I'm an expert, but credibility is a big support mechanism in raising private money. Okay? People began to change their perception about me as the book was out, and then they saw that what did I do after the book came out? I started going around doing public speaking. I also started creating the Addicted to Real Estate TV show. Again, another thing that didn't necessarily make any money. So why would I do? Why would I go and do a whole nother thing? Now I just went through all the trouble of writing this book, which was a lot of work, cost me a lot of money to get it put together. Now here I go and start a whole nother thing that doesn't make money and takes lots of time, and that's creating the Addicted to Real Estate TV show. It was to build credibility, to enhance my professional image as a real estate investor.
Your branding.
Sure, it's branding. It's branding. If you ever seen like an interview with Donald Trump, I mean, one of the things he's just tremendous at is branding. Most of the people that are famous people and real estate personalities of any kind of business are excellent at branding themselves. Okay. And you have to brand yourself. I'm not saying you need to go out and write a book or do a TV show, but there's ways of branding yourself where you can improve your image as a real estate investor, that you can create the perception. Whether it's true or not, well, that depends. It depends on, some people may think I'm a great investor, some other people may think I'm not. It's a matter, you can't control what other people think of you. You can only do what you can do to build up your own brand. Right? Create yourself as being a potential, I'm potentially somebody you might want to listen to. Okay? Building credibility is really important in raising private money, in my opinion. And these things here, to me, are the stepping stones of being able to pick up the phone and raise $500,000 in a relatively short period of time. You could do it without having credibility, but I think it would be much easier for you if you did. So you want to look at your own lives and think of a way where, if you've done an amazing real estate deal, I don't know, maybe create a blog, get a website, create a blog where you tell people about your real estate deal. Some people may see that. Or you may meet somebody in a bar and you're talking to them about private money, and you could direct them to your website to read your blog about a recent real estate deal you did. So it doesn't have to be something as costly and as time sensitive as creating a book or doing a TV show. You can create your own credibility and brand yourself, and you should be doing some form of branding yourself, right? Some way. There's easy ways to do it. You could simply write an article and put it up on eZine article about a real estate deal you did, and it's out on the internet. If I were to go home and Google Lexi's name, what would come up? I don't know. I've never done that. But if I was considering lending Lexi money, I might very well go do that. Find out what's out there about her. So it's important that you do that. I always say this all the time, that people we do real estate deals with, people who lend me private money, people who I work with in any capacity are typically people who know me, like me, trust me. So if you're an honorable individual, if you're a credible individual, the easiest people for you to work with, to develop a business relationship with, are individuals who know you, like you, and trust you, or at least beginning to trust you. And may trust you a lot more or a lot less, depending on how the deal you do with them goes. But, so that leads me to the smack yourself in the forehead single greatest resource for private lenders. And it's something that Jeremy and I talk to people all the time about. And the answer is, it's your cell phone. The people who know you, the people who like you, the people who trust you are most likely in your cell phone already. And that is where the bulk of your potential private lenders probably are. I'd be very surprised, or even very concerned, if you went through your whole cell phone and you couldn't find somebody there. I don't know, I guess it depends on how many contacts you have. I have many contacts in my cell phone, but it's a great place to start. One time I did an exercise where I sort of just randomly started going through my phone and tried not to just zip through the names. I tried to actually stop and think. Stop and think. Go through it. I think you would find you'd be generating a list of potential individuals. Some private lenders, maybe some could become construction people that you could label in your Gmail contacts as individuals you could call to get quotes on real estate deals you're working on, or potential investors, or whatever categories are important to you. Go through it, take your time, and you might find that you'll be surprised at the actual list that you ultimately put together. Okay, so if the people know you, like you, trust you, and you have credibility, and you've got individuals' contact information, you've got something really powerful. So what do you need next? You need to go out and be a successful, intelligent real estate investor. And you need to go out and you got to make strong deals. Just because I know you, like you, trust you, that only opens the door. Now you've got to bring me a deal that I find is exciting enough and something that I'm comfortable with investing in. So the deal is incredibly important. I typically do not contact anybody about private lending without having a specific deal that I want to talk to them about, okay? So, very important thing that I would do is I find a deal and I lock that deal up, meaning that I've got that deal under contract.